What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Render's price is absolutely moving today, and I want to tell you exactly what is going on, why it's so important, and what I'm expecting next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight to the video. And don't forget, if you do want to start trading many different cryptos on all the way up to 500x leverage, you can use that BTCC link down below. Guys, if you sign up specifically with my link on this landing page, whenever you deposit for the very first time, if you deposit anywhere from $500 to $100,000, they're going to give you a 10% bonus back. This means if you deposit $4,000, they're going to give you $400 back to start trading. You turn that into, say, $800 or $1,000, all that profit that you made is completely yours, no strings attached. You can reinvest it, withdraw it, spend it, and do whatever you want with it. It's literally an opportunity to make some free gains. So if you want to start doing some trading today, go check that out. I think it's a great platform, and I think you will too. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Now, looking at Render, okay, let me give you a bit of an update as to what we had been talking about with Render and, of course, what we can expect next to give a little context. So what we know is that Render's price has been absolutely doing extremely well this year. I mean, it's not even really just like this year. Render has overall performed exceptionally well even throughout the bear market. I mean, we obviously saw the pullback through 2022, but towards the end of 2022, we actually started to see that growth. 2023 was very good, and as we went into this year, of course, up until March, things were looking fantastic. Now, obviously, after March, we did start to see that pullback, right? You started to see the majority of the crypto market going through it. Render was no exception to that, putting in this move towards the downside and really coming back towards these lower levels. But you know, what Render did was actually extremely systematic, and I actually think it's one of the most systematic moves I've seen from a crypto of Render size in a very long time. Now, what I mean by systematic is in the sense that as its price has been making these move upwards, it's not like it's just been making random moves, right? It's not just making random moves. It's actually interacting with very important levels every step of the way. For example, if we look at this previous move, right? So this move that we put in here all the way to this move that we saw up here. Do you see how as Render's price, went from the swing high down to the swing low, it came up to your golden zone, got rejected a bit, came back down, flipped that resistance into support, used that to climb to the 1.272 extension, got rejected, came back down to that previous high, used that as support to push back up to the 1.618 fib extension, and then came back down, pushed up, used this resistance from the 1.272 fib extension to flip it into support and use that support to continue upwards. Like, do you see how it's been systematically moving through each key level the entire step of every step of the way? That's what I mean whenever I say that Render's been doing exceptionally well, and I do believe we're gonna see Render's price really start showing some of that bullish momentum again. And I think that an all-time high for Render is loading. Obviously, there's no way of knowing when it's gonna happen, but I do think it's loading. And what we've been seeing over the last couple hours, 24 hours especially, has been nothing but proof of that in my opinion. And so today I want to focus in a little bit more on what is going on right now at this golden zone and what you need to be on the lookout for and why it's so important. So let's get into that. Now, I will let you know, there will be things that I say in this video that are very confusing or maybe even a little bit complicated if you are new, especially to the technical analysis scene. So if you're somebody who is brand new and you're trying to get better at crypto, or maybe you're an advanced trader or someone who's been plateaued for a little bit and you're just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, all that I ask specifically from you is that you stay to the end of the video. Because if you do, I'm going to tell you about what's going on over in the Discord server right now, which is a place where people are learning at a rate that I have never seen before and taking those lessons they're learning, using them to develop strategies, and using those strategies to absolutely print gains. Hundreds of percentages of gains are being printed every single day in this community. So if you are one of those people who wants to learn, take those lessons and turn it into money, all I ask again is stick around to the end of the video. Now, looking at Render, okay, let's focus in a little bit more on what's happening today and why this is so important. So if you are new here, you may not know, but if you've been around for a while, we all know that Tyler Hill loves the golden zone. It is one of my favorite things in crypto because this golden zone is the determining factor of if you can really send to the upside or not. Once you can break through this golden zone, it's like a barrier, and once you knock that barrier down, it opens up the path directly upwards, and oftentimes you will see insane growth. As I mentioned before, I mean, go look back at what happened over here, right? If we just put that back up there for a second, you can see the moment Render decided, okay, I'm clearing this golden zone, that was a moment where it really went on this parabolic run to the upside, right? And so that's why we watch this golden zone so very closely, because it is just so dang on important. And what Render did today was that although as of now, it's not gotten the close above that golden zone, meaning it's not broken the golden zone, it's giving it a damn good try. And it's getting rejected right now, don't get me wrong. And the bears are stepping in very strongly and pushing the price back down, but it really doesn't matter, because if we go to something like the 4-hour charts, right? What you'll come to recognize is that Render is sustaining this golden box extremely well. It's been under this golden box or within this golden box since November 11th, and it's not been rejected. It's not been forced down. It's actually casually been eating at these bears and slowly forcing its way upwards before seeing this explosion today. And what this implies to me is that it's only a matter of time before Render does successfully and sustainably break this golden box and open up that door towards the upside. You look at something like your daily RSI, for example. This thing is showing us those bullish signs as well, right? Because what was happening for a bit was a little worrying. We saw Render's price going upwards, creating higher highs, but the RSI was setting lower highs. That's bearish divergence. But today we saw the invalidation of that, as Render has now barely put in this new higher high here on the daily RSI, showing and saying that we are invalidating that bearishness, that possible bearish momentum that was building up right here to possibly pull back. No, we invalidated that as we did break into this structure. And the only time where you see things like this happening, or for example, before I even finish that thought, with the MACD, how we were bouncing and bouncing, almost seeming like we were going to start crossing back this way and get bearish momentum, and then we gave another bounce today, right? The only time you see bullish momentum of this nature, especially when you're in the golden zone, which is such a major point of resistance, is when you're very likely to break it, and when you're very likely positioning yourself to finally make that move above it. And as I mentioned before, if Render's price can successfully and sustainably break $10.20, I am under the belief that Render will try to push anywhere from $32 to $20, which still could be a 2 or 3x from here, a couple hundred percentages in gains. And so that's why it's so important to watch this gold box so closely, and that's why what we've seen today is so important, because Render is giving us every sign necessary and needed to show that it's very likely going to try to give a break of this golden box, and we're getting closer and closer. And of course, there is reason to be a little bit concerned, right? If you get a wick like this, it's usually not a good thing. It means the bearish liquidity above the golden box is very strong, and the bulls are going to struggle here. So there could be a rejection, there could be a pullback, there could be all those things. But in the macro, it feels like it's becoming more and more likely that even if the bears do have some success, that the bulls will eventually step in and win here, pushing Render through this golden box and opening up the door to $20 or $30. And so because of that, absolutely fantastic news here. Such an impressive move from Render. And it's not surprising. Render makes impressive moves all the time, but overall, I mean, this is fantastic, and I really do like it. And so as we do progress, as Render does try to break through this box, get rejected from this box, whatever it may be, of course, you all know I'll keep you as updated as possible, so just stay tuned for that. And as I mentioned before, if you are somebody who is simply just trying to get better in this whole crypto thing, you want to take lessons and turn them into money, into gains, check out the Discord server down below. In order to access it, you will need to go through the Patreon. It's the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper. So either $17 a month or $5 a month, and that's going to get you access to this entire server. There's Insights with Tyler, which is where I post some of my buys and sells and the things that I'm seeing and thinking about the market and stuff like that. You guys know, we bought a little bit of Sweet back there, a little Pepe back there, all before all of these things pump 20-30%. We have daily technical analysis that gets posted on all your favorite cryptos, daily fundamental analysis on the entire market itself. I've hired 2 teams of professional traders. These are people who live off of trading. They have to trade to eat, and they're giving their buy and sell signals all to the community. We have premium classes on things like the Fibonacci's, bull market investing, live workshops with coaches. We have beginners courses. These are 30 minutes long, 15 to 20 page presentations going over things like leverage trading, technical analysis. I have 3 more coming out on fundamental analysis, meme coin investing, and altcoin investing. And then there's Tyler's tips, which is when I just give you these 2 to 3 minute long videos on just random things that you guys ask me about. All of that is available, and the ability to ask in the premium question chat questions that you have about the market and stuff. Me or one of the 5 coaches in there will give you an answer to your questions as soon as we possibly can. So there's so much value, and as a result of this value, people are taking these lessons and turning it into gains. And you can see it. This is just today, guys. 200%, 250, 125, 200, 160, 70, 20, 120, all just today. So if you do want to be a part of this, if you do want to start growing, if you do want to really start elevating your game, check out that link down below. It is the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper. It doesn't get much better than that. So check it out down below. Don't forget, you can go get that bonus over on BTCC if you do want to start trading on up to 500x leverage today. And as I mentioned before, I'll keep you very, very updated on what's going on with Render here, because things are heating up, and I can't wait to see what comes next. So of course, I do have another 3-4 videos coming out today. I've already posted 3 or 4, so don't forget to turn on the notification bell when you do subscribe so you never miss all these vids, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.